We, gamers, can immediately tell if a game is a project inspired by passion and creativity. We can sense when developers and management of a company are focused on creating a memorable product. And from the get-go, many of us could tell that New World is not a passion product. From the trailers and reports on the game, I kept wondering, why is this game so freaking hyped? I tried to give the game a shot. I managed to play till level 17 of the game until I decided that it's been enough. The game's experience is just so freaking mediocre and uninspired. The game lacks character and does not feel like a AAA title. While playing the game, I actually felt bored and wished I was playing other titles. The main problem with New World is that the game does not really excel at anything. The game is not better than other titles in the genre at anything in particular. Well, okay, New World is better at one thing, and that's the kick you get from gathering materials. See, gathering animations are nothing really special, but sound effects give instant dopamine gratification. You can tell that Amazon Studios had people on board specialized in psychological tactics designed to hook people on gathering mechanics. I just wish they put as much effort into combat, but we will talk about that a little bit later. Another good part of gathering in New World is that the game allows you to harvest almost anything you see on the map. All the bushes, rocks, and weirdly looking flowers, if you walk up to them, you are likely to have a prompt to gather materials. Second good area of the game was the ambient feeling of the nature. While walking to quest locations, I found myself stopping for a moment to listen to birds chirping. I am a nature enthusiast who likes going for long walks and hikes in the nature, so I appreciate such details being available in the game. And unfortunately that's about it for me in terms of well done things by New World. Now, let's shift towards things that I dislike about this game. Animations outside of combat. Moving your character feels clunky. Your character has awkward animations or lacks some basic ones actually. For instance, climbing obstacles feels like an alpha of a serious title. Or let's look at swimming, or rather lack of it. See, Amazon thought that such trivial aspects of game design as creation of swimming animations is beneath them. I mean, just look at the screen, this shit is hilarious. Combat. Here both the animations and just general feeling of fighting in New World are really fucking bad. I mean, I even prefer combat in Elder Scrolls Online, and that's not something I thought I would ever say. In New World, skills lack creativity. They feel very uninspired, their animations end abruptly, and as a result, I get no satisfaction from casting abilities in this game. And normal attacks also feel clunky. For instance, heavy attacks have very strange input queuing, which results in situations where I held the attack button and thought that my character was standing there charging the hit. Yet the game did not queue my input. And so we had this awkward 1 second of pause where my character did nothing and I continued holding the mouse button. I'm sure, as you can tell, I did not enjoy early levels combat at all. Since I have no desire to continue my experience with New World, I watched endgame combat gameplay on YouTube, and I can tell with certainty that I wouldn't like it later anyway. Questing. I find questing to be an interesting topic for MMORPGs. Almost every MMORPG follows certain gameplay loop or pattern in this area of the game. The pattern looks as follows. You go to NPC, you listen to their dialogue, you go to quest location, kill number of enemies or find a number of items, and then you come back to NPC or go to a new one. Rinse and repeat. That's basically questing described in few, simple steps in most RPG games. So it brings a question. Why is it that some games are being criticized for questing, while others are not? I think some games do better job at hiding this simple questing loop, and they do it by adding interesting mechanics or variations to quests. Other titles disguise questing loop by creating an immersive aura around their games. Here a good example would be Elder Scrolls, which basically has rather simple quests, but they are all voice acted and the story is being very nicely told in my opinion. New World did not seem to put much effort into either. And that's even after last year's update, which supposedly made leveling experience better. I even don't want to know how questing was before that. I also believe that questing bothers us when we simply dislike the gameplay of the game. If you dislike traversing the world and fighting in the game, then you will find every new quest as drudgery. And since I dislike quite strongly the gameplay in New World, questing seemed like an added insult to an already deep injury. Fashion. When I play MMORPGs, it is an important factor for me to enjoy how human-controlled characters look like, especially on high level. Say I log in for the first time to the game, I enter the town, see some high-level player, and I wanna be like, damn, that's some sweet gear, I want my character to look like that. This desire often motivates me to push farther into the game, to invest my time in it. Many MMOs did that for me, like Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft, or even toned down Elder Scrolls Online. How about fashion in New World? Well, when I entered the town in New World and saw high-level characters, I found most of them to look silly. Neither are they over the top in a cool way, like in World of Warcraft, nor are they toned down more serious like in Elder Scrolls Online. They just look freaking goofy here. Not a AAA title feeling. When I play big corporation games, I don't expect much of an innovation to the genre. They are more often than not products of fancy charts rather than inspired hearts. But what they lack in passion, they tend, or at least they used to in the past, compensate in polish. They have fluid animations, operating your character is not junky, frustrating experience. You can basically tell they have put money into the game, and not only in the marketing. Now, New World, on the other hand, lacks that polish you would expect from major corporation. All of the earlier mentioned issues I have with the game make the product seem like an alpha of a AAA title or some maybe underdeveloped Kickstarter project. I already did not expect passion coming to this game, but I was on top of that disappointed with the quality of New World as MMORPG product. These are my main thoughts after playing New World for a few hours. I certainly won't play this game anymore since it gave me no joy. What are your thoughts on New World? Does my experience with the game reflect yours? Or perhaps you like the gameplay that New World offers? I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, see you next time.